Hey, what's up, guys? It's another day, another video. Today we're gonna do Denver, Colorado. I got my Ray-Ban Metas on today. I wear them just because it's a little bit easier to look at the computer screen. I probably look a little better with them on too, but it's a little bit easier because it's daytime now. So I try to wear them when I look at the computer screen. It kind of brings it down a little bit. And I know on my computer I can adjust it to make it easier on the eyes, but I like to wear the sunglasses. So anyway, before I show you this video, because I'm gonna show you this video. I got this video that I took one morning, me making a delivery in Denver, Colorado. Okay, we're gonna look at this video, but before we look at that, I want to talk about the truck parking out there. Okay, for those of you who have been to Denver, Colorado, made a delivery, you know there's not that many places to park. Now, usually I park back out by Watkins Road, which is a little bit east of Denver. I think it's might even be in Aurora. And there's like a Watkins truck stop, and there's like a dirt lot on the other side. And if I can look at, I don't know, can I interact with this? I probably can. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find this where it's at. So let me get this out of the way. So, because this is the Flying J. Matter of fact, let me talk about this first. This Flying J right here in Denver. Come on, seriously? You guys ever been here? It's always a battle to get into this place right here. It's always a battle. To get in here, into this truck stop is an absolute battle to get in here some days. And then they got these fuel islands with speed bumps. And if there's even a parking spot available, let's just say you want to just come over here and just check. You got to battle through this zone right here. And you know why? You know why you have to battle through that zone? Because this is the only space to move. There's trucks coming out, there's trucks coming from here, there's trucks coming in, and then that's the entrance to the Catskill right there too. It's absolutely frustrating. And if you can find a spot up here, if you can even find a spot, okay, there's going to be trucks parked right along here, and you have to do the most difficult back in the world. It's going to take you 30 minutes. I never park at this place. I never try to park at this place. This is one of those truck stops where you say, I'm not parking there no matter what. I'll just park on the street and get the ticket. Now, I don't park on the street and get tickets because you usually can't even park on the street here. That's the truth. You can't park on the street there either. Usually I go back to Watkins Road. And when I come to Denver, I make sure I have plenty of hours of service left over because you're either going to pick up in Golden or to get out of there if you didn't deliver there to go in there, or you're going to go north to, what's the town if you go north? It's about an hour north. Is it Ogden? No, that's in Utah. Hold on. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's look at it. If you go north, what's that town? No, Brighton. No, 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 no. You guys know what I'm talking about. What's up here? If we came up here, what's this town? There's Aurora. There's Denver. Sometimes you come up 25 to go to Fort Lupton. What am I looking for? Loveland. Loveland. Okay, Loveland, Colorado. That's usually where I would go pick up. There's or Fort Collins. Fort Collins is what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can go up to Fort Collins too to make a pickup. So you're going to go to Fort Collins. You're going to go to Golden, which is out here. You're going to get beer, or you're going to go to Colorado Springs. At least that's in my experience. That's usually where I would go. But I mean, that Flying J is the absolute worst. So there's that Flying J. There's the Sapp Brothers, which is right here. This place usually has parking, but you got to pay. If you're willing to pay, you're okay. You can usually get parked here. But the TA on the other side, yo, this place, when did they take this photo? Honestly, when did they take this photo? Because I've never been out here and seen this many spots free. Every time I'm out there, even if you like, I got a crispy 20, 20, 25, $20 bill, or I don't know, it might be 30 now, you know what I mean, to park. Even if you got it ready, I'm like, I'm willing to pay. You can't get a spot out there. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, there's that, and then that Flying J is like the worst. It's absolutely the worst. One of the worst places to park. I don't know why the parking's like that out there, but anyway, it is what it is. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, because I don't know where to park. Oh, the Costco's the other place you can go to too. The Costco out by the airport. That's usually a place where you go to deliver though. You probably deliver there. So anyway, let's go ahead and watch this video from a delivery that I made in Denver one morning. So let's check it out. So one of the nice things about Denver is that it has one of the best like scenic backgrounds that you can possibly get going on. You know what I mean? It's probably like one of the nicest ride-ins as far as like trucking goes because it's interesting that like the weather will be warm, but you can still see like the snow-capped mountains in the background, which I always enjoyed. I always enjoyed that about coming into Denver. They do have a lot of tolls, and the morning rush usually isn't that bad. I don't know. How do you guys feel about going to Denver? I always like going up there. I never really had a problem with it. Sometimes you go to Cheyenne afterwards too, but see that's where it gets real windy, and you have different types of issues depending on what time of year it is. But Denver is always beautiful. Look how gorgeous it is. You see, you got a couple of trucks out there on the ramp. Now, I don't know if EOG, I don't know, he probably just stopped for a second, but that's one place that you can park. I don't recommend it, but some people do that. They just park on the side of the road because there's no parking out there. There's not enough parking out there. Look at those mountains. It's beautiful. Beautiful ride. Beautiful ride coming in. So this is where, when you got a morning delivery, I try to keep the following distance up. You're going to have a lot of people merging in. And when you have these splits here, you're going to have a lot of people diving across, jumping lanes. And cars always bunch. They love to bunch up and ride right on each other's butt. So you try to give it plenty of space. And as always, it makes the ride a lot more fun. And let's be honest, this is a pretty scenic ride. So, unless you really need to be there in like 5 minutes, like you don't really want to push it. Just take your time and cruise in. It's a beautiful run. Beautiful run. And, the interstate system here is fantastic. They have nice, modern, high-speed ramps. And I don't know if this appeals to some of you who are watching, but I'm from the East Coast where the infrastructure was built, 200 years ago. Okay, so everything's built on top of each other. So when you come out west or the Midwest and you have this wide sweeping infrastructure where there's plenty of room and spaces and the ramps have nice smooth angling to them. I always like stuff like this. You go to New York and New Jersey, everything's built on top of each other in New Jersey. You got to drive 8 miles to go 2.5 miles in New Jersey. And if you're from New Jersey, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So they got the HOV lane there. So I usually try and stay in this lane because I think it opens up or it splits later on whenever I'm coming into Denver. But again, I got lucky. As you can see, the eastbound side has heavier traffic. So I believe this is the morning, but it doesn't seem to be too bad on my side. It's pretty clear. It's not too bad at all. Very, very nice. You should be able to see the city skyline coming up here in a second. You should be able to see it. It shouldn't be too far off. What do you guys think about Denver? I mean, coming in the other way is a pain in the butt because you got to make sure you don't burn up your brakes coming down. When you're coming down into Denver, heading east into Denver is a little bit more pain in the butt. It's going to be a lot slower. It's also very scenic up there too, but the ride's going to be a lot slower. Coming in, heading west is usually smooth. And look how built up it is now too. And the zone, oh man. The zoning in Denver is absolutely ridiculous. There's literally like truck routes and like class routes that you can be on and can't be on because one block, like a whole like block, a quadrant, one side will be, oh, it's all residential townhouses. And then the next side will be an industrial area with warehouses. And then like the next quadrant will be like oil and gas or, it'll just be like an open field. And it's like, how do you get through here? I mean, there is a road. I don't know what it's called, but when I used to run out there a lot, there is a road. There's two roads that I know that you can run all the way down. But some of these roads, like to get to the warehouses, come on, truck drivers, you know what I'm talking about. Some of these places you got to get to, you got to zig and zag because you be in a residential zone, and you can't go through there. That's the one thing that about Denver that I don't like is how like the zoning is very, very weird like that. But I mean, it's a growing city. I mean, the city just keeps blowing up. So traffic's getting a little heavier now. So it's getting a little heavier on our side. So we're just cruising in. You can see all the warehouses that they have out there now, which is really good. That's why, we're out there a lot. When I was still running, I mean, I would be out in Denver quite a bit, not just for beer too, or that Costco. Like there's a lot of stuff going on out there. They got a lot of warehouses. There's a lot of things happening. And I don't want to say it's overpopulated, but the majority of the population of Colorado, right, they live on the 25 corridor, so between Cheyenne and Colorado Springs, right? That's it. That's where the majority of the population lives, right? Me personally, I would rather go live out in Durango if I had the money, which I don't, or Rifle. I haven't been out in Rifle in years though. I haven't been in Rifle, Colorado in years, so I haven't been over that part. But I have been up and down 25 recently. Look how beautiful it is. This must be like a spring day that I was here. I don't have the date stamped on this video, but um, always a nice ride coming into Denver. And it's pretty clear day to day too with the mountains. And I'm sure I have videos going up and down 25, which can also be nice, but sometimes the traffic can be really, really heavy on 25 as of late, I've seen. Look at that dog. Look at that dog right there. Oh, that's crazy. Look at that dog. This guy's loving life right there. Look at him. He's in the back of that pickup truck. That dog is loving life. Look at this. Where's he at? I gotta see that again. Look at this dog right here, guys. Look at this dog. He's loving life, man. That's pretty cool. That dog knows what's up. He's having a great time there. He's probably enjoying the ride more than I am right there. So anyway, this is the east side of Denver, and I'm gonna get off like right after the tunnel, and then as you head to the west side, it gets more residential, and the road starts to snake a little bit, and then you got to come across 25, and the traffic gets a little rough. But some of the views out there at nighttime are fantastic, and I got to look and see if I have the videos from when I was running out of the Cheyenne Walmart DC with Crete. And like some of the nights you would come down 25, like the views heading into Denver, because there's downtown Denver right there. The views that you would get coming down 25 at different times of the day, like at daybreak or sunset, are absolutely like fantastic. And I'm sure I have some videos that I can put up because that was one of the best things about running out of that Walmart DC in Cheyenne is that most of the deliveries were out west on 70, like up until Vail, Colorado and back, and down 25. So you would always be coming back through Denver one way or the other, and the views with the mountains and stuff just A1. Like if you're into photography or videography, like it's one of the best places to run because even with your dash cam, like you're gonna get some pretty awesome videos. So I'm coming up here. This is the tunnel I was talking about. So I know my exit's coming off, and for those of you who aren't truck driving is pretty simple until you have to do maneuvering. So this is the part where it gets difficult. This is the part where you usually would want to turn off your radio, get off the phone because I'm about to get off. And the reason you want to do that is because I have to make a turn to the left and then to the left again to get to this place where I'm going. So you got to merge onto the ramp first, and then what you're thinking right now, if you're a truck driver, come on, truck driver, what are we thinking about? What are we thinking about? So we're coming down this ramp, and I got to make a left, right? So you're already thinking, is it going to be one left lane to turn left or two left lanes to turn left? Some places, they have like 3 or 4 lanes to turn left now. So I'm already thinking, watching the traffic, is anyone going to merge in right here? Coming from this side, is anyone going to merge in? From this side, I'm watching, and now I see, okay, it's 2 left lanes. I'm in the correct lane, okay? So as we pull up to this stoplight here, what are we thinking about? We're checking our mirror on this side to see who's going to pull up next to us. And we got to watch the cars, or is it a truck? Because sometimes the cars and the vehicles to this side of us aren't really paying attention to the fact that we got to pull as far as we can to that West 70 sign and then hook that left so that there's plenty of space for the trailer to clear. But the other problem is once I make this left, I have to make another left. So I'm already looking if I can see with my eyes to see once I get over here, is it 2 left turn lanes or is it 1? Because I'm going to have to jump back across to get into hopefully what is 2 left turn lanes. Because, the traffic's going to be moving and see, now I've been watching my mirror to see if that traffic's stacked up on my driver's side. Because if it's stacked up, you're going to have to keep watching it to make sure you can merge in. So let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm diving back across. There was no traffic there, and we got 2 left turn lanes. Sweet. So that was pretty easy, but sometimes that can be stressful in certain situations and in certain areas depending on what the traffic is and what time of day you're driving. It can be really, really stressful because you're trying to push into a lane before you even finish completing a turn, um, which can be difficult. I'm not even using my sunglasses, so forget it. We're not even going to forget about that. It can be difficult though, and that's one of the things that like pre-tripping and having experience can really help you with. Because when you're running the road, we know truck drivers, right? You can get an overweight ticket, but if you know where the weigh stations are and you know you got to make a move like that and you can find a space to pull over, a lot of us, what we'll do is we'll slide those wheels up before we get to this spot, because the further the wheels are up, the better turning uh, radius you're going to have. The trailer won't track as much. So if you can do that before you make it to the delivery without getting an overweight ticket, that's something that I would do. But that comes with experience and knowing the area and knowing, hey, is this an area where they have portable scales? Usually that's Texas, and this isn't Texas, this is Colorado. But, when you have to make turns like this because you don't know what the traffic situation is going to be, and just to make your life easier, you move them all the way up. Now, if you go to the same place a lot and you know that it doesn't matter, a lot of guys will just run the tandems all the way back so that when they get to the shipper or the receiver, they don't actually have to move them back, which saves time. But in this particular case, there's a couple left turns here which are semi-tight. I mean, these aren't really tight turns, but they're semi-tight. Okay, so, just to be prepared, you want to move the wheels up. So this is what I'm talking about. You see how it's like industrial right here? Like we just came through, and then like if you look over here, now I know you can't see, then it's like, it's like downtown Denver. It's like there's industrial spots like inside of like the zoning, inside of like commercial areas, and then there's like residential areas right next to it. It's very strange. But I mean, I think Denver grew so fast that that's the way that it just ended up. I think things got built up out there so fast, that's how it ended up. All right, so we're coming up. We're going to make a right turn up here. So this is what I'm thinking about right now before we make this right turn. Okay, so we're going to make this right turn up here. You see there's a bunch of stoplights. It's low traffic, which is great. This always helps. There's not a lot of traffic. We don't have to worry about it. But what we're thinking right now is if I can't make this right turn up here for some reason, where there's construction there, it's blocked, or maybe I just can't make the turn. Like you optically look at it, and drivers, you know what I'm talking about. You get experience, you can just look at it and be like, can I make that turn or not, right? So I'm already thinking, if I can't make that turn, plan B is we're going straight, right? That's plan B. We're going to go straight. So let's see what happens when we get up here. So we're going to make this right turn up here, and I'm already thinking, if I can't make this turn, we're going to go straight so that we don't end up in a bind or in a crazy spot. Now, obviously, you can see, very easy turn to make, not a problem at all. This should be 1, 2, 3. And again, fantastic. There's no traffic on this day, which is really, really great. This is ideal conditions. This is what you want. No traffic, leaves you plenty of space. It's very low stress. Driving can be very stressful when you have to make these technical turns. And for those of you who drive cars and might be watching this, this is the end of the video too. For those of you who drive cars and might be watching this, making these turns is a lot of stress because you can't undo it. In a car, you can just make a U-turn. You could just stop. You just stop and make a U-turn, pull into a store parking lot. In a truck, you can't do that. So you have to calculate your move. And if you make a wrong move, then you have to, on the fly, you have to pull an audible and recalculate what the next move is. Because if you end up going on a street where you can't clear a bridge or you can't turn or turn around, you're going to have an accident. And that can be very, very stressful for us. We try to plan it as best as we can. We have Google Maps now, which helps tremendously, but experience helps the most. When you have more experience and you've been to places 3 or 4 times, it helps because you know what you're getting into and you know 2 or 3 ways to get out of it. But when you're new, I'm not gonna lie, it's tough, isn't it? Oh, hold on, we got some music going there. That's okay. I don't think that was too bad. You know how to get into places and get out of places. Now, this is a place that I've been to before, but this is the type of stuff that we deal with. And one of the reasons why I made this video is like Denver's really nice. Denver's kind of wide open and spacious. Some of the places we go to, some of the cities we go to, and I'm not talking about like New York and the East Coast. There's some places in the East Coast South, like smaller towns, that are just as bad, just as bad. And it's usually places where the infrastructure was built before like the 1940s. You know what I mean? And places like that, it's going to be small, it's going to be tight. So anyway, that's the end of the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about Denver. Tell me what you think about the parking situation out there. Please comment because for me, this is one of the worst cities to get parking as a truck driver. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.